Hello guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we understood why do we need the concept of an arrays. So let's quickly once again revise what are arrays and what is the purpose of it. So basically arrays are nothing but, let's say, so these are nothing but collection of similar data types. So we basically store similar data types in the concept of an array. So let's take some data types called integer, character, float, double, long, etc. So how do you declare the array? So let's go for the concept of declaration. The syntax is very simple. So let's go for the data type. So then followed by the name of the array. Then followed by you go with the size. So this is how you define the array. So let's take some example for the same. Int ARR of size 5. Maybe if I want to go for character, let's say just want to store genders. Let's say size 20. Maybe float marks of 100. So this is how you go declare the array. So there are multiple different types of the concept of array. So let's say we have one dimensional array. Okay, the example for one dimensional array is we can just go for int ARR of 5. So we also have two dimensional array. So when you go for two dimensional array, so you basically have rows as well as columns. So you can go with the example of matrices. So I'll say matrix of 5 rows and 3 columns. So once we are done with the concept of one dimensional array, then we'll see what is two dimensional array. So let's take the example of one dimensional array over here. So let's take 5 values. It's 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So we have 5 values with us. Let's take the indexes for the same. So indexes starts from 0, 2, 3, and 4. So when you say the name of this array as ARR, so let's say if you are trying to print the value of ARR, you will not get the entire array. So just remember these points. So the first point to remember is, so we can't access the array all at once. So we can't access the array all at once. So means what you are supposed to do, you can access the elements of the array only one by one. So we can access one by one. So means how do you access one by one? So let's see the first point. How do you access one by one? So now here we have the concept of indexes and you have the name of the array. Now let's take how can you access. I'll just go say ARR of 0. So what do you have ARR of 0? ARR of 0 value is 10. Similarly, ARR of 1 is a value 20 and ARR of 2 you have 30. ARR of 3, you have the value 40. And at last, A of 5, you have the value 50. So this is how you can access the value. The square brackets are nothing but called subscript. This is called subscript. So in this subscript, basically you provide the index. So when you say index, if the size is 100, if the size is 100, the indexes goes from 0 to 99. Both of them were included. So now here I'll just add something called address. So when you say here the first value 10, so it's holded in the address called 100. I'm just taking some random address over here. Doesn't matter whatever you go. So just go with the value 100. The second value stays in 104. Why the second value goes and stays in 104? Because this here we are storing all the integers. Integer basically occupies 4 bytes, means 100, 101, 102, 103. So all these 4 respective bytes are occupied for the first elements. That's the reason 104 is the next. Next we have 108. Next you have 112, and next you have 116. So this is how it works. Okay, this here if you observe, I can say address of the first element. So what is the address of ARR of 0? You say 100. In the same fashion, if you go for all the others, the value will be modified. So A of 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this would be 104. This would be 108. And this is 112, 112. And next value would be 116. So maybe this is basically the reason you are working on the integer arrays. But what if I say you're having character arrays? So means here I can say when you go for ARR of 0, you got the value 10. And if you say address of ARR of 0, you got the value 100. Then what you get when you try to print the value of ARR? So when you try to print the value of ARR, basically you'll be getting the value of the first location. So ARR means the value is 100. Then what is the address of ARR? Address of ARR also is 100. Then what is the address of the first element? You already know the address of the first element of the array is also 100. Means you say ARR is 100, address of ARR is 100, address of the first element of the array is also 100. And if you want to access the elements in that respect to addresses, so here comes the picture of pointers. Basically, when you say you are holding something, it is a pointer. You are storing the address, right? If you want to get the value at that respect to location, then you go for star. Star ARR gives the value at that respect to location. So what is the value present at the location 100? It is 10. So if I say star ARR, you got the value 10. Maybe if I increase plus 50, so you say it's 10 plus 50, the value would be 60. The value would be 60. Just to add one more point, as you are working on arrays, basically ARR is nothing but you are storing the value 100. When you increase the value of ARR plus 1, ARR plus 1 will be moving to the next location. It's not 101, it is 104. ARR plus 2, that would be 108. In the same fashion, it works for everything. So it is incremented by 4 because you are working on integer data type. Okay, but what if we work on double or character? Maybe if I say, if it is a character, ARR plus 1 will be 101 because these are character data types. So if I say it is double, ARR value will be 100, ARR plus 1 will be 108. So if you work with double. So this is how basically you declare the array and some basic indexing as well as the address concepts over here. So that is all for this video. In the next video, let's try to understand how do you initialize the array, and let's see what is static initialization and dynamic initialization. That is all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.